Today, I'm going to show you how to take your headlights from looking like this to this. With just a few easy steps, you can transform your headlights for almost free. To do this project, you're only going to need a handful of items. You're definitely going to need some 800 grit sandpaper and some 2000 grit sandpaper. Now, depending on how bad your headlights are, depending on the cracking and the yellowing, you may want to go as far as 220 grit sandpaper. You're also going to need a microfiber towel, a spray bottle with water and soap, some 91% isopropyl alcohol, and some gloss crystal clear with non-yellowing capability. Now, to start working on your headlight, you're going to want to go ahead and get your 800 grit sandpaper as well as your spray bottle. You're going to want to take your spray bottle and just wet that headlight as best as you can, and then start sanding with that 800 grit. And while you're sanding with that 800 grit, you're going to want to make sure you keep it very wet while you're doing it. Now, to make sure you're sanding this correctly, you want to go in a circular motion over the whole headlight, making sure you touch every surface. After you've done that, what you feel like is pretty good, you want to go in a horizontal fashion over it again. Just make sure everything's evened out and that the scratches are on all one direction. Now, as you're sanding, you should see some of this kind of frothy yellow. That's the way it should look. Some people get freaked out, but that is the yellow that you're taking off that top layer of clear with, and that's a good thing. After you finish sanding with that 800 grit, you're just going to take your cloth and wipe it off. After you've got it wiped off from using the 800 grit, you're going to want to take the spray bottle again, get it nice and wet once again, and start hitting it with the 2000 grit. Once again, you're just going to want to finish this with the 2000 and then wipe it down. Now, every time you get done sanding, you always want to make sure and check that you haven't missed any spots. But assuming you haven't missed any spots and you've gotten past the 2000 grit, you're going to want to take your isopropyl alcohol and spray it onto the headlight. After you've sprayed it onto the headlight, you just want to take your rag, just go over it, and then you want to clean every part of that headlight. And the reason for the alcohol is so you can clean off any hand oils that you've put on the headlight or any other debris. Okay, now we're basically on the last part. You've got the oil cleaned off and all the debris with your alcohol, and it's got kind of this hazy look to the headlight. You're going to want to take your clear with the non-yellowing and make a light but even first coat on the entire headlight, meaning around the edges and across the top. Now, with that first coat, you're going to want to wait about 5 to 6 minutes. Some people say 10. If you want to speed it up, you can take a heat gun and go back over it again, just kind of to help it dry a little quicker. But after you've got that first coat and you've gone through that waiting time, you're going to want to make a slightly thicker and even second coat. Now we've got the second coat on and it looks pretty clear. However, it's not perfect. And we're done. Now, this isn't perfect. I've actually gone back over after we did the second coat of clear and wet sanded it with the 2000 grit sandpaper, trying to get rid of some of that orange peel. And actually, you can't really see entirely well, but on the other side of the lens, it's cracking a little bit. So this lens is not going to turn out perfect, but considering where it was and the fact that it's been out in the sun for 20 years, I'd say this is pretty good. Now, if you want perfect results, you're going to need to get a brand new headlight, but this is a pretty cheap fix. So for all you guys that are on a budget, I hope this helped you out, and at least from a distance, it'll look a lot better, and the actual usage of the headlight going down the road will be so much clearer and brighter, and that's always a plus. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and click that notification bell. If you think I should have taken another step or done something a little bit different to make this headlight turn out better, comment down in the comments and let me know what you think. Also, if you're interested, check out my last video about the top 5 cars under $10,000 that you should buy in 2024. Thanks for watching.